Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's video, I want to share another in-depth perfume review, and the scent we're going to be discussing is Afnan Rare Reef. Now, when I first saw the description for this one, I thought that it might lean kind of masculine, but I was really hoping that this one would be an amazing unisex option, right? I love a good unisex fragrance. That started for me way back in the 90s when I first experienced CK1. Raise your hand if you were a CK1 girly in the 90s. I know I was. That was like really the first time that I discovered a fragrance that really truly is one of those like unisex fragrances that can be enjoyed by basically everybody. It's not too overly feminine, something that's not too overly floral, something that's just right in the middle and enjoyable by, like I said, pretty much everyone. So I was hoping that this would be a really great unisex option here, but here's the big but. After experiencing this one, and especially after experiencing it on my skin, I really think that this is going to be a better perfume or personal fragrance product for my husband. This smells amazing on him. I really think this one leans a little bit more masculine than I originally expected. Listen, I like the fragrance, and when I smell this on Craig, I love it. Like, it's such a beautiful scent, but it's a little too masculine for me personally. So if you are looking for a gift for your partner, your husband, boyfriend, whatever, or you are someone who just enjoys a slightly more masculine scent, because that's your vibe, you should check this out. It's really incredibly well done. And the wonderful thing about this particular fragrance is that this is actually an extrait de parfum. Here is the box. Honestly, I feel like the box should have kind of given it away for me in terms of, let me orient it properly. It really should have kind of given me a hint in terms of, this might not be the most unisex scent. Looks like a very, you know, masculine box here, but I do love the presentation. So anyway, I will go ahead and link where you can get this in the description box right below this video here. There's also a discount code down there, so if you're interested in ordering this, you can save yourself a little bit of money. But let me give you guys a close-up of especially the lid of this particular fragrance. I think this is one of the prettiest lids that I've ever seen, and I've really started diving into these Middle Eastern or Arabic perfumes, and the packaging is always gorgeous. Like, they are, once again, I have to say it, the price point for the quality of not only the fragrance, but the container that the fragrance comes in, it's wild to me that they sell them at this affordable price point. So anyway, let's take a look at this. The top of this is so stunning, you guys. So there's this, hopefully the camera's gonna focus here. Can you see those beautiful colors in the top here? It almost looks like it's inlaid with some kind of really beautiful, like semi-precious stone or something. The packaging is top notch here, you guys. First of all, this bottle is super weighty. You can see that it has quite a bit of glass here at the bottom. This is, I believe, 3 ounces, 3.4 fluid ounces. So here is a look at that cap again. The cap is nice and heavy. It feels like it's made of metal. Love the design of this. And it's a really beautiful scent, but it's not something that I will probably wear going forward. I'm gonna put this on Craig's side of the closet, and I'm gonna have that guy wear this on our date nights, because I really like this a whole lot on him. So let's go ahead and dig in with the fragrance notes. I'll tell you what this smells like on my skin. We'll dig into the overall strength, the projection of the fragrance, and yeah, we'll wrap it up after that. So let's dig into Afnan Rare Reef. Let's get started by reading through the scent story. Fresh, bright, and pure, Rare Reef brings the feeling of a peaceful escape by the ocean. It opens with a burst of energy, then softens into smooth green layers that feel both refreshing and clean. The scent gently settles into a warm, comforting base that stays with you like a memory of a perfect day. Clean, modern, and beautifully balanced. Rare Reef is made for anyone who embraces life with clarity and ease. The actual notes are, top notes, blackcurrant, orange, citron, mint, coriander, and grapefruit. For the middle notes, we have apricot, basil, rose, and violet leaf. And at the base, we have fig, dates, amberette, and amberwood. So when I first saw these notes, before actually sticking my nose into the fragrance, I really did expect this to be a little sweeter, just based off of, you know, orange is usually pretty sweet to my nose. Apricot definitely has some sweetness to it. Fig, I think, smells like a sweeter scent to my nose personally. So there seems to be a good amount of fruitiness in this one that definitely should lend to this maybe smelling slightly more maybe girly or sweet. It's really not that at all, you guys. If you are looking at these notes and expecting this to come across in a fruity, light kind of way, it's not that. It is very clean smelling. It's a beautiful scent, but not at all what I was expecting. That's what I think makes this one so interesting for me. So let's dig into the top notes here. Black currant. Do I smell black currant? I do get a little bit of that black currant for sure. I have a massive aversion to red currant. The tanginess of the red currant just is not my thing. Black currant smells a little bit more subdued. It's also a little bit deeper, and it doesn't have the same tanginess that red currant does. So black currant I can enjoy. I smell a little bit of that in here. I don't smell any orange, you guys. I was really hoping to get the orange. I don't smell it. I also don't smell the grapefruit. Basically, I don't get much citrus from this one at all. So that citron, we can also kind of just knock that out of there because again, citrus is just not something that comes across to my nose with this particular scent. I do smell the mint. The mint is not overwhelming. Normally, honestly, I don't care for mint, especially when it comes to home fragrance, but even in personal fragrance, I think sometimes it smells a little too fresh for my liking. But in here, I think it really makes sense, and it does add that kind of calming freshness that they were referencing in the description here. I do smell the coriander, however. The coriander smells a little spicy, and I think it actually adds a lot of depth to this fragrance, and I think makes it lean a little more masculine for me personally. These middle notes are so interesting. I don't smell apricot. Would have loved to get the apricot in this one. I do not smell it, but I smell that basil. So I get a little bit of almost like, with the mint and the basil, I get a little bit of what I would say is a like herbal type vibe, but not like medicinal herbal. It's not like that at all. Just kind of a unique herbal aspect, but don't think straight up like field of mint or, you know, field of basil or anything like. It's just a little like zhuzh in the background. I smell the rose in here. That rose is a really deep, heavy, probably more modern rose. It certainly doesn't smell like a typical like old-fashioned like grandma-like rose. It's not that at all. It's a little deeper, kind of like a black baccara rose if you've ever seen them. I feel like that's the rose that I'm smelling here. Violet leaf, there is just a slight hint of green in here, and the only place that I feel like it should really be coming from besides the mint and the basil, which are definitely herbal to my nose, is that violet leaf. So that's where that green that they were referencing in the earlier description is coming from, is specifically from that violet leaf. It's not overwhelming, it's not overly green, but it does lean Interestingly, again, a little bit more masculine. Now, when we get to the base notes here, I definitely pick up that fig. I pick up the date note, but what's interesting is that usually figs and dates, they're quite sweet, right? This is not a sweet fragrance to my nose at all. But the amberette and the amberwood, 100%. I think I probably smell more of those two notes at the base than I do anything else. And they really make this lean a lot more masculine to my nose. So in terms of the fragrance itself, it's not really the best fit for me. But like I said, I love this on my husband. This smells amazing on him. So I'm gonna show you guys the gorgeous atomizer that you get with Afnan so that you can see that it just provides the most perfect distribution of fragrance. It starts out smelling really, really fresh and clean. Again, masculine, fresh and clean. But as it starts to dry down, it gets a little bit more of that amberwood going. And it goes from smelling super fresh to kind of a combination of fresh and slightly almost woody in a way. But not in the way that an oak or a mahogany is woody smelling. It's a little lighter than that, but definitely masculine. Oh yeah, there is that mint, man, that really adds some freshness. But I don't dislike this mint. And like I said, normally I do. That basil is there, that coriander. I really wish I was picking up more of that citrus. I feel like I smell a little more citrus when I smell this on Craig. For some reason, when this hits his skin, and it just has to do with different body chemistries, when this hits his skin, I can actually smell a little bit of that grapefruit on him. Not necessarily the orange, but the grapefruit I do. On me, there's like no citrus. It's so interesting. And normally my body does really well with citrus. So I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's a great scent. It's just a little more masculine leaning than I personally enjoy for myself. So let's dig into the overall strength and projection of this fragrance. So if you are not familiar with what an extrait de parfum is, let me just read you a quick blurb about it because I feel like I could explain it myself, but this will be faster. Okay, extrait de parfum or parfum, commonly known as pure parfum or perfume extract. Both represent the highest concentration of fragrance oils, with extracts typically ranging from 20 to 40% and parfums around 15 to 30%. While both offer long-lasting scents, extracts tend to be slightly more concentrated and may have a more intense and oily feel on the skin compared to parfums. So yeah, we have a much higher concentration of the fragrance oils because this is an extrait de parfum. But I gotta tell you, you saw me spray this on my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. There, just have that dry down for a second. But this does not leave, I have some extracts of parfum or extracts de parfum in my collection, and they are a little oily. You know what? This is not, like, I don't see the same sheen on my arm that I do, and it doesn't feel oily. So I really like the feel of this. I love the lasting power of an extrait de parfum. And let me tell you, one spray of this at the start of the day is gonna get you at the very least through an 8-hour workday, and it can take you beyond that. For me personally, this is gonna stay on my skin unless I wash it off. It's gonna be here all day long. And listen, this is potent right out the gate. You do not want to overdo it with this one. For me personally, what I sprayed on just this one arm, it's a lot. Like, this is a very potent fragrance. And this bottle here, man, you're gonna have this for years. Like, there is so much perfume in here, and with just like 1 or 2 spritzes getting the job done, you do not need to overdo it with this one. It will enter the room before you do, and I do think there are people out there who could probably find this overwhelming, maybe even borderline headache inducing, just because of how potent it is. So this is one of those scents that I would say maybe don't wear this to the office. Wear this on special occasions. To me, this is a great date night fragrance for Craig. And I think it's definitely a little bit more appropriate for like an evening situation. So personally, like I said, it's not something that, you know, really agrees with my body chemistry or my personal tastes, but love this on my husband. I would absolutely recommend this. If your partner is having a birthday coming up and you're looking for a fragrance gift for that individual, I don't think you can go wrong with this, especially if they like a more masculine leaning perfume. And if your partner uses fragrance like Craig does, I mean, he just does like the slightest spritz and he is good to go. Like, your partner will have this forever as well. I don't know when Craig is gonna finish this. He still has fragrances on his side of the closet that he bought in high school. This man bought these fragrances when he was a senior in high school. He is 44, 45. He's 44 years old. I can't remember. I think he's 44. I'm 46, so that sounds right. This man still has these fragrances, and he's always kept them in a dark place, so they've never turned. They still smell really good on him, but I mean, Craig will still have this in our closet probably when he's 60 years old. So anyway, if you're interested, I will have this linked at the very top of the description box. Feel free to use the discount code if you want to save yourself a little bit more money. But yes, it's a great scent, but for me, it's not personally a unisex scent. So this will find a good home with hubby, and I'm gonna see if I can find something a little sweeter, maybe a little bit more girly for myself. All right, you guys, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have tried this one and what your thoughts are about it in the comments down below. Really appreciate you being here. If you're new and you're interested in more in-depth perfume reviews, you should definitely subscribe, because I have, I have 3 perfumes just sitting off to the side here that I still need to get around to reviewing. I'm really hoping I can get those done before I head out on vacation. So we'll see what I can get done. Appreciate you being here. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.